If you just picked up Dragon's Lair like myself, or you have Dragon's Lair, I got a great deal on mine. Picked up at Kohl's, $4.99 plus Kohl's cash. I'm pretty happy with this cab. There's a couple of things that I wanted to do, but what really bothers me the most is the height of that control deck. And the funny thing is, comparing it to Golden Axe, Turtles in Time, it's kind of got a mind of its own. The control deck sits a lot lower, and the thing is it's higher. It's about 3 or 4 inches higher than some of these cabinets. So what I wanted to do was raise this up, especially when you sit it next to cabinets like XL's Deluxe. I want it to sit as high as some of those, so it kind of looks like they're all the same height in your arcade room. That's where Buy Stuff Arcades to the rescue comes in. Shipping is always free. A couple of different styles. I asked David what the popular style was for Dragon's Lair. He said most people get the black reflective. That's what I went with. I was thinking black, but I'll show you why I ended up deciding to go with the black reflective. Let's open this up and check it out. Another thing I love about Buy Stuff is the way they package their products. You can see that this riser booster is completely wrapped in foam. You have all 4 pieces here, and looking at the instructions, we have the back, the front, the left side, and the right side. Now, something interesting, if you were gonna do this for Ridge Racer, you actually assemble the riser booster on top of the Ridge Racer riser. I did this for the Star Wars. You install this, then you put the riser on top. That's how this will work too. We'll put this together. The riser will sit on top of this. But some of these, this actually sits on top of the riser. So just depending on which one you get, we'll follow the instructions, assemble this, and carefully, and I say carefully, put that decal on. You can see you might be trimming some excess. And just note that when you do look at the back and the front, the holes are actually in different spots, so make sure you're grabbing the right ones. Probably works the same way for the left side and the right side. It all depends on the hole placement, and that's exactly what to go off of. You want it to be pretty flush because that's gonna, right here's gonna balance all the weight. So just kind of hold your fingers here and make sure you're flush on both sides. And the front piece is gonna be your favorite part because all you gotta do is line up the screws with the holes and make sure the ends are flush. And it looks like all 3 of the graphics are exactly the same length, so it doesn't matter which ones you decide to go, the front, the left, or the right. There's 2 ways to put the graphics on. I recommend taking the painter's tape, lining it up, taping it, and then slowly peeling back, flattening that out, and then on the other side, as you're removing the tape. I went on the center. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing hanging off on the front or the bottom. And you're going to have excess on both the left and the right because it is longer than that 20 inches. So you're just going to have to take a razor, X-Acto knife, and just trim the sides carefully. And that worked out pretty good. I just sliced right down the side really carefully, and it's pretty flush. Keeping that razor flush along this wall right here. And yeah, nice and straight. Now I started with the front side because this is the side we're gonna see the most. I'll go on the left and the right, and then we'll wrap this up. Same thing, we'll go right up against that wall and just slowly work our way down, cutting it nice and straight. And the critical thing about this is I do have it upside down. I thought it'd be easier to cut and show what I was doing. Is this is where the front and the sides meet, so it does line up pretty nice. And the same with the right side. You know, just a little off, but you can just come down and just kind of shave the excess. And I just want to say that if you're uncomfortable, if you don't want to deal with this, it just takes a little bit of patience. It does, you know, the whole thing is it hides the screws as good as it's going to get. You can always just stay stock and just, you know, to match that. They do have, you know, where you can just have the black, except you'll see those screws. You'll see them here too, but a way to hide the bottom at least is by using these decals. Now this is the front side. It is upside down again, but as I was cutting this, you know, when I first put the decal on, I thought about overlapping, and the reason I was afraid is you might see a crease line. So I mean, I guess maybe you could fold it over, but if you just stay careful and just cut it, you'll see it does line up. And yeah, I mean, it's a little rigidy, but it's as close as I'm gonna get it. And you know, in my arcade, probably yours too, you got a lot of cabinets next to each other. You know, if there's some flaws, you won't see it, but I think cutting it, just going right down that side, being careful, I think that's the way to go instead of overlapping. You will kind of see where those screws are, but it does hide it pretty good. Okay, we have the front side, we have the left side, and we have the right side. We'll take the top part off, put the riser on top of here, set it on there, and see how much an improvement that deck height will be along with the actual top of here, comparing it to how it will stand with XLs and taller deluxes like Time Crisis. Okay, and I want to add that it's a tight fit. Like you really gotta push down. Like those notches that are holding this in, one of them's gonna be sticking out like it's that tight. So, you know, I guess once you do get it, like it's not going anywhere. And because you have those little white knobs, you do get a little bit more height. I believe this is a 4-inch riser booster. We'll measure the top of the cabinet. Remember, we were at 61 before we did this. But the art does look pretty good. You can see on both sides. I do like the way it looks because it does hide those screws. Now look at this, what a difference. 65 inches tall. This is as tall as Pac-Man XL now. What a huge difference. And it blends in, like looking at the riser booster, it matches the cab. It's a good look. And we were at about 35 and 5/8. Now 39 and a half, 39 and 5/8. Practically 40 inches. So, you know, just going up to a comfortable height, something like Golden Axe, 38, 37 and 3/8. Turtles, a little higher, right at 38, maybe 38 and 1/8. This is higher. 39 and 5/8. Now when we go up, what a comfortable height to play this at. One of the first things I wanted to do was raise this up, and it is dropped when we went over the review. It's because they put the scoreboard in, something I love, but it takes away, it moves the screen down, which in all moved the control deck further down. Coin doors are next, but yeah, I just wanted to get this done first, and the height's great. What a great product from Buy Stuff Arcades. It's awesome. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Now we do have a bonus scene, of course. I did put the Buy Stuff Arcades decal right there. I have a couple of these. I'll find a place to stick that. I never put them on the arcades or any of the things I purchased from them. Maybe on one of the racing control decks. I can't remember, but I do have a spot that I like to put those. So yeah, I put the decal on the wrong side. So this side right here, it was actually on the back. I don't know what I did, but pay attention to those directions. You can't tell, but because actually the front's 20, this is 21. I had to take a piece that I cut. Look at that line right here, where my thumb is. I had to put that on, so if you do mess up, you can still peel them off. But yeah, I had it right here. So in case you were watching the video, I just had to throw that out there. I did mess up, but you can't tell now. Take your time. And if you do, you can always just go black.